Let me tell you, all you millennials, how to become literate in a fairly easy way. Because I used it to learn everything about every kind of literature. What you do, see, it's simple. You don't have to read all the great works. You don't have to read all of Moby Dick. I mean, who could read all of Moby Dick? What you do need, if you're going to learn about Herman Melville and how great a writer he was, you have to read Billy Budd, which is a short story basically. And the truth is, even all the guys who wrote everything in thousands and thousands and thousands of words always had a small work that let you know who they were. This is how I did it. So there's Dostoevsky, right? And you only need to read two things about Dostoevsky. There is Notes from Underground, which is a short novel, and there is also what is called the Grand Inquisitor scene. You don't need to read the umpty million pages of Dostoevsky to figure out who he is. There he is. He's right in front of you. Same thing with Gunter Grass, right? So this is a guy. He wrote this incredibly beautiful piece called "The Tin Drum," but you don't have to read "The Tin Drum." You don't have to read all the other subsequent blathering novels that he wrote. You only need to read the one about the guy with the hammer in his throat. 125 pages. And, time after time, it's all the same. It's you don't need to read all of Faulkner. All you need to do is read Barn Burner. That's it. All you need to do. That's who he is. That's where everything is. You don't even, well, there are people that you need to read 2 or 3 books because they're good. People talk about Hemingway. Okay, so there are only 2 Hemingway books. There's one called In Our Time, which is a collection of short stories. And there is The Sun Also Rises, which is his first book. Now, most people don't want to tell you this. Most writers only have one book. They write that book, and then they keep rewriting and rewriting and rewriting and rewriting that book, and say, oh, yeah, guess what? So Hemingway is famous because he wrote the best novel. He did. He wrote the best novel of the 20th century. It's called The Sun Also Rises. It's about 150 pages. It's beautifully written. And then he spent the rest of his life making himself a celebrity. Who else? What do we got? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Mark Twain. Oh, yeah. So he wrote, Mark Twain basically wrote nothing. He wrote one piece that was fun, which is called Connecticut, Yankee, and King Arthur's Court. So read that. Then you know everything you need to know about him. He's he's pompous, he's tendentious, he's over the top, and he's actually, not that good a writer. Who else? You get my drift. Find the short story, find the short work, read that, and then you'll know who the guy is. Now, the bad news is you can't actually do that with me because I am not like all the rest of them. You can't find me in 1 or 2 pieces You have to find me like a dozen. Anyway, there you go.